What's up, everybody? It's me, Blake316, and let's talk about this PlayStation Classic controller. Now, a lot of people are kind of upset. They're kind of wondering, why did Sony decide to go with the original PlayStation 1 DualShock controller? I mean, well, the reason is kind of obvious. It's called the PlayStation Classic for a reason. But yes, they could have released the DualShock that had the analogs because that controller was released on the original PlayStation. And my personal opinion, it had to be like kind of a yes, they wanted to be the nostalgia with the original controller, but I think it also had to do for price reasons. The console is already $100, and I think if they would have added something as simple as analogs on that controller, the system would have probably been $110, maybe $120. Now, realistically speaking, what should the controller really have been? Obviously, you have to go with the PlayStation 4 controller, because in my opinion, aside from maybe the Xbox 360 controller as well as the Nintendo GameCube, yes, the Nintendo GameCube, this is by far one of the best controllers ever to be released to date. This controller is amazing. The triggers feel great. This little touchpad is pretty cool. Analogs, everything about this controller feels great. But obviously, they couldn't have released this controller, right? PlayStation 4 controller with the PlayStation Classic controller. Doesn't make any sense. Now we have the PlayStation 3, the DualShock with the analog. In my opinions, this is by far one of the worst controllers ever to be released. Reason is, these trigger buttons, in my opinion, they feel too cheap. They feel too flimsy. I don't like these analog sticks at all. And I mean, yes, they could have did this controller for the analog sticks alone, but they didn't. Realistically speaking, like I said, what controller should they have released for this PlayStation Classic? No other than the DualShock Anniversary Classic Edition controller. Yes, this, like I said, they can't release the PlayStation 4 controller, but if they were to release this controller, it would have made perfect sense. It's the classic controller with the classic color scheme. It has both analogs. It has the classic colorway. This controller would have been perfect. But obviously, if they were to release this controller with the console, it would have been a $150 PlayStation Classic, and people would have went crazy. Me personally, I probably would have bought it regardless of the price, because I still like the nostalgia aspect of the whole thing with the PlayStation Classic, and I think they should have released this controller with it. And I think it would add more value to it as far as the person wanting it. You get the PlayStation Classic plus the 20th anniversary controller. I think that's really cool. But it's me, Blake316, just giving my opinion on what controller they should have released with this PlayStation Classic. Obviously, we're getting this one right here, and I'm telling you right now, this is not one of the better controllers I've ever held in my hand. But anyway, it's me, Blake316, just giving my opinions on this PlayStation Classic controller. A lot of people are talking about it. Make sure to subscribe for future videos. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Until next time, peace.